Morehead State head baseball coach Mike McGuire joins us here on MSUEagles.com for a weekly update on the baseball program. And Coach, let's just kind of, this is our first video for this year, and a fairly good start for your ball club, 6-3 at this point. All games on the road, even though you were supposed to play some home games, but Mother Nature had a different idea for that. But just give us a general update on your club as you're 9 games in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think obviously, you look back and 6-3 is a pretty good start. I think, certainly it could have been a little better, it could have been a little worse. You play a lot of close ball games and you come out on the, right into some of them and some of them you don't. And part of it's just baseball. There is a little bit of luck involved. Some days the ball's right at somebody and some days it's not. I think all in all it's pretty good. I think our pitching has been very strong through 9 games. We've gotten good starts. Our bullpen's been pretty good. Some guys are fitting in the roles for us going into conference play coming up, and so I've been very pleased with our pitching. Offensively, we've been a little up and down. We swung it very well opening weekend. We've scuffled a little bit since then. I think we showed some signs this past weekend of coming out of that, and obviously that's going to be important as we head into an important stretch ahead of us.
You mentioned the pitching staff being much improved this year, and it's not only the starters, but the bullpen. You've got guys that are getting a lot more experience this year and coming in and making the right pitches at the right time. And what do you attribute the great improvement in the entire pitching staff?
Well, I think number one, each and every year here we've gotten a little more talented. I think that's part of it. But our returning guys have certainly improved, and that's dedication on their part, hard work. I think if you look, Matt Anderson and Luke Humphreys are improved from where they were a year ago. Craig Piercy continues to get better. Tyler Keel, Seth Boyle's a kid that redshirted last year that's making a contribution for us this year. And then, we've got some new guys that we've thrown in the mix. Aaron Lacier and David Calderon are 2 freshmen that have very bright futures for us and very good arms, and they've been able to contribute right away. And then, obviously, a healthy Aaron Go, at the forefront, it certainly makes us a much deeper pitching staff. And, we're very confident no matter who we put the ball in their hands, and, we've gotten good results so far.
Admittedly, you had a few injuries last weekend that kind of changed the lineup around, but maybe on the bright side, if you'll talk about some of the freshmen and newcomers, some of the younger guys that got a chance to be in the lineup the last weekend.
Well, yes, obviously the injury bug hits you at different times, and for us it's been in the preseason and here in the early part of the season, and hopefully, it's not something we battle all year long, and it's definitely hit us on the position player end of it. A few times, we've had very little options, to make any moves in a ball game, and but that's going to make us stronger in the end. And Tyler Neiman, we had 2 catchers both out last weekend. Tyler Neiman, the freshman catcher, stepped up and caught both ends of a doubleheader on Saturday. Did a really good job, and Tyler hadn't caught in a ball game for us yet. Was our number 3 catcher going in, and obviously that gives us more comfort and confidence that we can go that route in the future because of the job he did. And Eric Crane's a freshman hitter that's really started to come into his own a little bit. He's played the last 4 games and gotten at bats and gotten some big hits for us. Evan Warden and Braxton Morse have kind of been splitting time at second base, and both have made contributions. And it's 9 games in, and we're certainly a long ways from the finish line and far from a finished product. But I think we can see that we can be a very good team once we start clicking on all cylinders. You hope weather is going to, we had a good preseason weather-wise, and we got outside, practiced a lot, inter-squatted a lot. And I think you saw that when we went to San Diego. We played very well. We looked like a team that had been on the field and practicing. Unfortunately, we haven't practiced on a field since then. And I think you've seen a little bit of that each of the last 2 weekends. So we're looking forward to getting some good weather in the future, being able to get on the field and get some reps. Baseball is a game of repetition, and unfortunately we've missed out on those repetitions. I think that's hurt us a little bit offensively. And I think we kind of went through the same thing a little bit last year. I think once we hit about the 4th week of the season when the weather turned and we were able to get on the field every day, we really took off offensively. And I hope we'll do that same thing this year.
Mike McGuire is our guest, head baseball coach here at Morehead State. And one more question. Let's kind of preview this week. You've got a tough week coming up at Tennessee on Wednesday, Southeastern Conference opponent in a powerful club. And then you go down and open OVC play, which is a very important weekend at Tennessee Tech, one of the top returning teams in the league.
Yes, obviously, University of Tennessee, very good program, historic program, and very talented club. We're going to have our hands full with them Wednesday. But they're a good club. They're a club that last year, we went toe to toe the last weekend of the season or last regular week of the season, and really had a chance to beat them a couple different times. And we know we can play with them, and we know coming off the San Diego trip we can play with anybody in the country. And we'll be excited to play there. It's a nice venue, nice ballpark. Guys enjoy playing there. We'll start left-hander Aaron Laisher against them, and it'll be a good opportunity for him as a freshman to get that first college start in a memorable atmosphere. And then going into the weekend, obviously Tennessee Tech. It's a big weekend. Obviously, opening conference play. Tennessee Tech's been one of the premier programs in our league for the last several years. So, certainly, they're going to be a stiff test for us right out of the gate. I think our first two weekends are Tennessee Tech and Southeast Missouri, traditionally two of the top teams in our league. So, it's going to be important for us to be ready to go and get off to a fast start.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. That's Coach Mike McGuire, Morehead State Baseball. Eagles are at Tennessee Wednesday, at Tennessee Tech this weekend. Live audio on MSUEagles.com for all games, and check the website, Twitter, and Facebook for updates on Morehead State baseball. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.